This episode is brought to you by Santos Threads. Make sure to visit Santos-Threads for the latest and greatest in men's and women's Latino urban-inspired streetwear. Visit SANTOS-THREADS.com. You are now listening to the Santos Says podcast, episode number 27. Here with you once more on this wonderful, wonderful time in December 2021. Wrapping up soon. Real happy to be with you guys, man. Once more, episode number 27. I want to invite you all to make sure you follow me on Instagram, Santos Thread Shop. Also, follow me on TikTok. I don't post much on TikTok, but I do occasionally post things there. I'm working on it. It's a little bit of a challenge for me with TikTok. I don't love the format of TikTok much. To be honest with you, I don't love it, but I do know that there's a lot of great people there. There's a lot of great connects you can make on TikTok. So certainly I'm getting myself acclimated and working on that as well. Santos Thread Shop, of course. Thank you guys for all the support, getting the merch. The merch has been, it's been a real work in progress, and it's come along nicely this year. So I'm real proud of how that's come out. So thank you guys also for tuning in once more. The Santos Says podcast also on YouTube. Everybody listening on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Music, and Amazon Music, and away we go. So episode number 27. On this episode, I will have a guest. I will have a special guest. This person right here, this interview is a little while in the making, a couple weeks in the making. I'm real proud to have this person join me here today, actually, on this episode. This person is a Puerto Rican like myself, fellow Boricua. This person is a rhyme spitter, ladies and gentlemen. I always identify with the real. I love to bring those interesting guests with that interesting perspective, people who are real people, like-minded individuals. And in this instance, it will not disappoint. This person will not disappoint. His name is TruWerdz. TruWerdz, and he is a lyricist of the 5th degree, a lyricist of, or whatever, the nth degree, whatever you want to call it. This person is an advocate for that real hip-hop, that boom bap, that traditional lyricism, that really, quite honestly, that is what got my attention. That is how I found him. As a matter of fact, I can't remember how I found him. I was scrolling on social media, on Instagram, and I saw his music, and I was blown away by what I heard. And then, to be honest with you guys, to keep it 100, I saw he's Puerto Rican. He's a Latino. I'm like, I got to get this guy on here. How do I get this guy on here? So that's what, that's where we are. And today he is joining me, TruWerdz. And definitely really happy to have him here. As a matter of fact, he is backstage, and I'm going to let him in, and we're going to start the conversation without further ado. So he's going to, just to get into it, we're going to talk with him. We'll find out what he's up to, get his opinions on some of the things that are going on in hip-hop. But really, I want to talk to him as far as what he's up to. We'll get some of his backstory, all those things, and we'll have a nice conversation. We'll get it going right now. So I would like to welcome, without further delay, welcome to the show, TruWerdz. Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, how does the mic sound? Does it sound I'm a little too far?
No, it sounds good. Perfect. It sounds good.
All right.
How you doing, brother? Good to have you. Thank you for joining me.
Man, it's good to be here, man. It's good to be here, man. It's a long time coming.
Yeah.
We had this planned, but unfortunately, life gets in the way. But we here.
We here, man. We here, bro. Thank you. It's a blessing. I appreciate having you. Thank you for coming on, brother.
Anytime, brother. Anytime. You already know.
Yeah, man. Definitely. I was just telling so I was talking to the audience, just saying in my interview, in my introduction, I was talking about kind of like how I found you, because
right.
A lot of times, right? I mean, I try to keep up with stuff. I follow different accounts and stuff like that, and I can't, to be honest with you, I don't remember how the heck I found you, how you came up. You came up in something. Usually, probably one of the artists that I followed or something.
Probably something like that, yeah.
And so you came up and I saw something, right? And I wrote to you about this once, and something about you can tell it better than me because you wrote the rhyme, but like something about like you blew me away with something you said about like Oliver Twist or something like that.
Oh, the Oliver Twist line. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
One of the and I was like, all right, I gotta get this guy on the show. So
yeah, that was a slick line. That's a little line. That's a little line that I because you know Oliver that book Oliver Twist. You know what I'm saying? It's just a crazy ass twisted little story and stuff like that. So I had to like put it into a line where it made it seem like it's a twisted line, like that kind of twisted line. So a lot of people caught it. People that read it and stuff like that caught the line. People that didn't, they probably did their research and then they were like, oh, yeah, of course, that's what it is.
right, yeah, because I think right, I agree with you 100%. And one of the things that we can agree on also is that like I think a lot of times people kind of shy away from, especially lyricists and other MCs that are on the fence. They kind of shy away from certain degrees of lyricism because they're afraid it's going to go over people's heads.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people dumb their stuff down just because they want people to actually grasp what they're trying to say. So they'll try to be like a little more simplistic. And I say, don't be simplistic, man. It's not your fault that they don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Let them do their research. That's even better. They do their research, and then when they get it themselves later on, they're like, holy, this is what this guy meant.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it now. You know what I'm saying? Lyricism is for special people with that ear of understanding words in a sense. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for the youth to really catch on right now, but eventually, if more of us do come out and we keep doing what we're doing, I think it's a possibility that they might catch on. They might start liking that type of music. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what happens. You never know.
Yeah. Listen, I agree with you, and that's the thing, because that's how we got into it. See, when we come up in that era, because we're more or less in the same age range. So like when we come up in that era, talking 90s, 90s and early 2000s even, where lyricism was a thing. Like you had to come with it. You had to bring it, right?
You gotta have it. Yeah, you had to have it.
You had to have it. So I guess we'll start with this. We'll just go into a little bit about you as far as like your come up, where you come from. Tell us about like where you come from and how some of that kind of factored into your influences coming up to want to aspire to be an MC.
Well, what inspired me? I want to just start from the beginning. I'm going to start from the beginning because it makes more sense. I started off breakdancing back then. When I was younger, at the age of 7, I started breakdancing, like hip hop scene and everything. And that led to like DJing. I also did my part of DJing with, especially hip hop and stuff like that. And then it led more into poetry in elementary school. In 5th grade, my teacher was just pushing me to like write poetry. So I was like writing poetry, and they used to grade me on that shit. And then they took me even further. They were like, oh, do short stories. I was doing short stories, in 5th grade, 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Peshine Avenue School in Newark. So you know what I'm saying? And they would just push me to the point where I was just making my little stories, and they were reading it. They were great. They were loving it. It was like, oh, when you grow up, you're gonna be a writer, and we can tell that you're gonna be a writer. You're gonna be a good writer. But I didn't turn into writing books or stories. You know what I'm saying? I ended up actually writing rhymes and stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? It's just it was like the poetry was there, and then it just all intertwined together with music and everything like that. But it got to a point where, to tell you the truth, the story, the end part of it was when my little brother started rapping before I even started rapping, right? So I was like, holy shit, this guy, you know, he's rapping, and you know what I'm saying? And then I started writing some lyrics and stuff like that. And I was like, man, maybe me and him can do something together. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up, I started writing lyrics. I got to a point where I didn't know how to count bars. I wrote the bars, but I didn't know how to count them. Like I was like over barring. Like instead of a 16, I was doing like 20, 24 bars. And he was like, no, you know, you're doing too much. You know, it's a 16 and 16. You could do 24 or you could do that, but you know, this is how you count bars. And he was teaching me the ways of how you really count bars, especially in hip hop. And I was like, oh, okay, that's how you do it. Fine. And it got to a point where I was just like, man, maybe me and you could do something together. You know what I'm saying? So he introduced me to the microphone and to actually do a song. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh, okay. So when I did my first song, when I did my first song, bro, when I tell you, my lungs were hurting me. Like my lungs were like on fire. Like
you didn't punch in, right? Like you just did. Did you?
I didn't know it. I didn't know. I went straight because I didn't know that you was allowed to punch in at that particular time. I was new to it. So I was like, man, this is hard to breathe. You know, I couldn't even breathe. It was burning me. I was like, man, this is. And then after, I was just so tired. You know, my body wasn't used to that. But at that particular moment, I just fell in love with like performing my own lyrics and stuff like that and doing music. And that's how I came to do music. You know what I'm saying? I ended up falling in love with performing in front of the microphone. It was just beautiful. It was just beautiful, man. I just love bringing it to life. You know what I'm saying? That's how it happened. Yeah. So shout out to my little brother for that, man, for hooking me up with a place where I can record, because I didn't know, you know, nothing about, you know, going inside a booth or recording in front of an engineer. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know none of that. All I did was like write. That's all I did. You know what I'm saying? That's interesting. Yeah, but I wrote, but I didn't like just write and not say nothing about it. I was in front of the computer. I was writing. I was in front of the computer with some beats. I put some beats on there, and I was practicing on the beat out loud. You know what I'm saying? I was just like practice. It wasn't like I was just writing just to write. I was writing and actually performing it in front of the you know, the computer by myself, and just, you know, putting it out there, stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty much that's what it was, man. It's pretty dope, man. The way I became who I became, it just happened like fast. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, very grateful. And the thing is, I had that already embedded. I had hip hop already embedded in me already. You know, with the breakdancing and the DJing and you know what I'm saying, the writing, poetry, all that stuff leads into that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
No, it's interesting you say that, because like, see, I like what you said as far as like how you started out, right, as a writer, and and that kind of, right. So like you were just like, look, I love this. I love to put words together, and just that's so real to me, because I'm thinking like when I tell this story a lot. I used to rap. Yeah. Like when I was 15 years old, I decided I wanted to rap. We're talking maybe the year 2000, right? I first started rapping in the year 2000, and my first song that I ever created was in one of my friends. This is all relative, because what you said about like spitting like 100 bars without knowing how to count, that resonated with me, because I'm like, I did the same thing. I wrote like 100 lines because I didn't know what a bar.
You didn't know. Yeah, you didn't know what the hell. You just kept writing, right? This is what I have.
right. This is it. This is my bar.
Yeah, I did a song. Check it out.
Yeah. And so my friend, I can recall my friend who was like about 4 years older than me, knew more than I did. He was looking at me like, yo, when is your verse gonna end? I'm like, yo, I'm not done. I got like another 50 lines to go. So like that resonated with me.
Yeah. That's crazy, because if you don't know about counting bars and you're just writing bars, you're not worrying about counting them. You're just worrying about getting it all out, right? Like, oh shit, check this shit out. Damn, I can't believe I said that shit. Damn, this is even better. Oh shit, you just keep going down that rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's nonstop, bro. Nonstop.
Yeah. Not nonstop. And so like for me, what I heard, you talked about how your lungs were hurting and you were you were out of breath and stuff, like that was so real to me. And like also just knowing that, okay, your beginning was as a writer, very much like how mine was as well. So that's like I appreciated that. And like, as you know, everybody starts for different reasons. And
Right.
so I like the fact that you did three of the elements.
Yeah, those are the first. That's the first thing I did. The three elements. You know, the I did all that. You know, and then it just led to me actually being me. You know what I'm saying? Rapping and stuff like that, man. And I just love doing that shit. And I enjoy more. I enjoy writing even more, even better, because you know you get to a point where you have to change all the time. You got to be, not because of the competition, because I'm the type of person that I don't even worry about, I don't worry about nobody. Like, I don't care who's spitting the best. I don't care who says they're the best. All right, whatever. That's you. I'm congratulations. Yo, you're the best. Good. But I know what I can do, and this is what I can do, and I love doing this shit for me. And then I'll challenge myself. I say, how can I do this better? And I just start getting better and better and better and better. You know what I'm saying? It just starts leading into different ways of writing. And you're just like, I can't believe. There's sometimes you write and you just can't believe you said that. Like, I can't believe I wrote this shit. Like, where did it come from? Sometimes I ask myself, who the hell is this? Like, it's not me. It feels like it's not me, but I know it's me because I wrote it. It's weird. It's just weird. It's weird. But man, yeah, man, that's beautiful. The way it all ended up. You know what I'm saying?
No, most definitely. And I think, you know, I always say this too as well, because I stopped rapping a long time ago, probably more than 10 years ago. Just me personally, because I became disillusioned. I fell out of love with it, and I became disillusioned with the direction the game was heading in. So I kind of was like, but it is what it is, right? Everybody's got their story. So I kind of like focus my energies to other things.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I still appreciate it. Like, part of me always, like, there's always a part where I'm looking on and I'm like, oh man, like there's always a part of me that wants to write again. Always. I still get scratched with that itch, just gets
you get that itch. I gotta get it. Like, it's like a tattoo. You gotta get your tattoo. I gotta get a tattoo, man. I gotta get,
right.
It's like an itch. Yeah, it's an itch. Definitely an itch.
You get it. And so like I did get that when I saw you, and like that, to me, that's what was refreshing to me when I saw some of your songs. I went back. I had to look you up. I had to find your Spotify. I had to look to see what you were about. And that's why, like, that was part of how this conversation came to be. So like, talk to me about for me, that's what it was really. I was like, man, this guy is a lyricist. I see a lyricist. I'm like, like, a lyricist recognizes a lyricist. Even though I'm not a rapper anymore, I'm still very like into, because I used to write poetry also. So it's like, I'm very into lyricism. So who were some of your inspirations coming up? And also talk to us about where you're from. Tell us about where you come from.
Well, you know, I was born and raised in Newark, New Jersey, on the south side. We're talking about Bergen Street, Clinton Avenue. We're talking about the south side, Avon Avenue. You know what I'm saying? Boulevard. Yeah. I grew up on that side of Newark. You would look at me, you think, oh, this guy's from North Newark, but I'm not from North Newark. I'm from South Newark, you know, where all the Morenos are at and stuff. So, you know, that's where I grew up at, and it's been beautiful for me. You know, I learned a lot being in the ghetto and stuff like that, and growing up the way I grew up and shit. And I, you know, it taught me to appreciate the smallest things, the littlest things that you can have, that, you know, it's a chance that you couldn't have those little things, you know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful thing. And, you know, with hip hop culture, and you mix that, you know, how can you go wrong? You know what I'm saying? You know, you book smart, street smart, you all around, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, what influenced me to become a rapper is what you asking me?
Basically, what right? Who were
I wanted to put nobody. Well, like I said before, my little brother, right? He used to be rap. He was rapping, and it influenced me to write more because I wanted to rap with him at that particular time, because I liked the way he was doing it, and I wanted to see, you know what, how would I sound on the microphone? You understand what I'm saying? I want to know how I sound on the fucking microphone. You know what I'm saying? But the top influencers that really got me into like bars and stuff like that were more like Big L. You know, the way he was just flowing and the way he uses words and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It turned me on to like actually sharpen up my pen game even more. Just keep listening, kept listening. I kept listening. I'm like, oh shit. This is where I want to be at. You know what I'm saying? This is where I want to be at. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if I was like, man, I don't care if I don't make it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to make it in hip hop. I'm doing music not to make it in hip hop. I'm doing music to actually enjoy myself doing it because I love doing this. I know what I can do, and just hearing myself through the speakers is just like, man, I love this shit. You know, and I amaze myself sometimes, and I'm like, That's why, I don't pay attention to no other rappers like that and compare myself, because then I'm going to start losing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to keep comparing myself. Oh my God, I got to get, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's a hassle. You can't do that. You do what you do and be the best at what you can do. You know what I'm saying? That's what I try to do. You know what I'm saying? But Big L was a big influence on me. Very, very big. Yeah. Definitely. And of course, rest in peace, Big Pun, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Big L he's my top guy, you know what I'm saying?
Big L, that's interesting because he's actually my little brother. My little brother's actually like real talk. My little brother does music. Right. He is legit. He's 20 years old. He's that much younger than me. I'm in my 30s. I'm 35, right?
Right.
He knows about Big L. Big L was one of his favorite MCs. Wow. He could tell you about all the freestyles. He could tell. So he's got good taste. And so that's interesting when you telling me that. And I would say like Big L and Big Pun are two pretty good lyricists, great lyricists.
Monsters. Yeah, monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, like monsters, man. They're just incredible. But not to take from all these other like Nas and all these greats, you know what I'm saying, Jay-Z and all, but that was my top, man. That was my top.
See, Nas was always mine. But but I could understand how Big L Big L was a lyricist.
Yeah.
Big L, his freestyles to me, I say this, and you probably agree with this as well. Pound for pound, as far as like somebody just spitting freestyle. There's no disrespect to Big, no disrespect to anybody, because Big was on that level as far as like freestyle. In a battle setting and all that. I think Big L could take any of them out. As far as in that setting.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, man.
Just lyric, just raw, like, you know what I mean? Like in that cypher setting.
Yeah, he didn't care. Dude, like he didn't care. He knew what he could do, and he's gonna go ahead and do what he needs to do and say what he wants to say. And he's just gonna, this is I'm coming with this fire, man. I don't know what you talking about, but that's how his attitude. And I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah, he rest in peace, man. But
yeah,
fire. Yeah.
Word. No, definitely. So do you like, what's your favorite song from Big L?
Man.
There's so many. I mean, would you look at his DITC stuff as better? Do you like the Big Picture album stuff better? I know some of it was kind of mixed after the fact that he didn't get to wrap it up all alive.
I like it. Yeah, but I like a lot of his stuff, man. Like Put It On.
Yeah, for sure.
That the Big Picture, that 98 freestyle, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Went off.
Silly.
Who else? What else? Deadly Combination he had.
Man.
Yeah, man. He has like
that joint he had with Big Daddy Kane too. Remember that track he had on the Big Picture? Big Daddy Kane was on that album. He had, a lot of people don't know that he was on that album. He had that. Yo, Gats we bust, tracks we bust.
Yeah. Platinum plus. That's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't even notice that.
Kane went in on that. Yeah, because Kane's voice sounded different because people were used to hearing him in the old school. But you know, he's older, so his voice, of course, his voice is gonna change. His voice sounded
Kane was a Big Daddy Kane was a beast though.
Yeah.
He was big.
Yeah.
You know, the Kumo D's, the Big Daddy Kanes, you know what I'm saying? That shit. The KRS Ones.
Speaking, you know, I'm gonna ask you, right? I'm gonna ask because you just brought it up. I wasn't even talking about this, but I gotta ask you this, right? Let me know your opinion. I know it was a little while ago. It was already, you know, several months already ago or so, right? Month and a half ago. The Verzuz. Did you see that Verzuz that they had?
I caught most of it. Yeah.
Why does everybody say? I'm not gonna ask you who won yet. Why does everybody say that KRS One won? He didn't win that Verzuz to me. Or am I crazy? I saw the whole thing twice.
You got to understand one thing, right? When KRS gets on KRS One, he gets on the stage. The man has stage presence like a mug, like that. Yo, that dude comes out on the stage, and you feel hip hop. You just feel it. You know, with that alone, it's just like whoa. When you know when he came out, man, like. When he came out, it was just like something like out of this world. It was just like, you know, and we seen him on stage, but for some reason on that Verzuz, it just gave me the chills. I was like, oh shit, like this guy has presence. Like, I think that's what did it. I think the stage presence and just the way he is, man, just be killing shit. Like,
here's the thing, though. I'm gonna bring up. Okay, I get what you're saying. This is
me. That's not, you know.
No, I know what you're saying. He has that majestic. But if you take away from for 1 second, right? Let's be clear. KRS One has more records. That's indisputable. He's been more consistent over his career. Okay, Kane had disappeared like for God knows how long. Let's be clear. Kane was running out of records. This is my beef. Not beef, but this is my problem. Go back and watch that Verzuz. I invite anyone.
Right.
Kane was finishing every single syllable and line in the does performance not matter? Like KRS One sounded out of breath to me the whole show. Go back and watch it. Go back and watch. I'm out of breath. And I thought KRS didn't give a show like I expected. To me, he disappointed me in his show. To me.
Really?
I thought yes. I thought I expected more from KRS. He wasn't finishing his lines. You're an MC, you know. You're a rapper. Go back and listen. That's like this for the crowd to finish his lines.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about when you come up and try to recite your old stuff. Who knows? Maybe I'm not giving excuses. I don't want to give no excuses. Maybe KRS One didn't take it serious.
Probably.
And didn't practice. He went on with his life. Maybe, you know, Kane was like, I'm gonna go in, so I'm gonna do this shit every day until the Verzuz.
Yeah.
And then you know what I'm saying, and then it's so refreshing in his mind. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know, but I'm not biased or nothing. I'm not gonna say, oh, you know, I like KRS better than, you know, Big Daddy Kane. Or
no, you calling it down to how you see it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it was just a stage presence for me that he won the stage presence. The word for word thing going on with the lyrics and Kane ate him up in that sense. You know what I'm saying? But does he have better lyrics than him regardless? Or, you know, like, how do you feel? Like, my question to you is, do you really think that Big Daddy Kane has better lyrics than KRS One? The punches were hitting harder? Like, whose punches were hitting harder? And who has a better discography? I mean,
okay, so better discography. Let's get this out the way. It's not even close. KRS One, that's not debatable. KRS One has a lot. He's been more consistent.
Right.
That, as a matter of fact, that's one of my biggest knocks on Rakim and Kane is that I've always felt like they left too much to be desired to be considered the greatest MCs. I felt like they didn't put enough out. I wanted more from those guys. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as lyrics, if you go and listen to lyrics, to me, and this is subjective, this is just I think Big Daddy Kane is a better lyricist than KRS One. I just think KRS One is a better artist, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Artist-wise, he's more versatile than Kane ever was. But Kane, if you're talking about just spitting bars and you're looking for that, Kane hits you. And first of all, and also
he got bars, yeah.
First, and Kane, and go back and listen to how he influenced Cat Styles. If there's no Kane,
you want to go rewind that shit, man.
No, go back to it for sure.
I got to go back on it now. I got to go check it out now.
Listen, every single Brooklyn MC that existed past 1990 was influenced by Kane. Right. Point blank, period. From 90 to, let's say, 2005, at least.
That was law. I think that was law. I mean, you had to be. You know what I'm saying? It's just like...
Name him. Name the MC he was influenced by Kane. I'm from Brooklyn, by the way. That's what I'm telling you, because I know, because I've seen those rappers. I've seen them. You know what I mean? It's different. Kane is a god over there. So, you know what I mean? So, but like you said, who's got the better discography? Excuse me.
Yeah,
KRS One, right? KRS One is,
and the verses is not really the verses. The verses is not like, oh, who's the better.
Yeah, for sure.
Lyricist. You know all the bullshit. I mean, if it was just like a battle, like an actual battle,
that would be more interesting. In my opinion, I thought that would have been more interesting.
It would have been more interesting, but if it was like a real battle, it would have been like maybe Kane would have edged it because he got more, more to say, and he got a lot. His pen game is crazy. But the verses is all about. It's hard to go against somebody that has more music than you. If I'm going to a versus, and I know I'm gonna set myself up for failure if somebody got more shit, like more dope shit. Like they have dope shit. I got dope shit, but if you got dope shit, but you got more dope shit, like how am I supposed to come back with what? Like, damn, this mother got me. You know what I'm saying? But I get what you feel. I get what you're saying, man. I get what you're saying. They both crazy.
Yeah, they're both top. Yeah, top of the top. I mean, you can't.
Yeah,
it's indisputable. You can't, because they're the most. I always say, and listen to this, right? Because this is the thing. I look at also. I have another category for them. Most influential, right? Mm-hmm. Big Daddy Kane influenced more MCs than KRS One did. If you really think about it, more influential because KRS One's style is so difficult to imitate. How are you going to imitate his style? He's so different.
Yeah, he's so, just like
Kane was not
weird, it's like it's something weird about him. Like it's great though, but it's something weird about him. It's like,
how do you imitate it? You can't.
Yeah, you can't.
It's hard, So that's what I think. Kane was somebody who kind of like he paid. I mean, if you look at AZ, AZ is kind of like a mix of Kane and G-Rap. I look at G-Rap as another guy who influenced him. Yeah. You talking? I love always talking about who influenced who.
Yo, AZ was nice, man. AZ was nice.
He's one of my favorites too.
Yeah, he was nice, man. He's nice. I remember him, bro. For real, I'm like, I remember AZ came out, man. I remember when he came out.
Yo, listen, AZ don't get enough respect.
And I'm shocked that his career wasn't blowing up
more.
Yeah, I never understood that. Like, was it Nas? Was it Nas in a way? Maybe Nas. It was too much Nas going on.
Oh, well, all right. So let's talk about. Are you talking about too much Nas going on, like under the table, or are you talking about? Because I know this. I know Nas. Yeah. One thing we know about Nas and AZ,
right?
They're tight. They've been tight for the most part. In the back of Nas's mind, he knows that AZ got him on that verse from Illmatic. I don't care what anybody says, and I'm the ultimate Nas fan. AZ got him. He ate his lunch on Illmatic, and I'm a Nas fan.
Yeah. But that's the thing. He did what he's supposed to do, but still didn't go where he did what he's supposed to do, but didn't go where he was supposed to go.
Yeah, I agree with you. His career was underwhelming. Not to me as far as the work. I like the work. I'm saying, I really
the work is there. Yeah, like that just didn't make no sense in that area. Like, bro, you did what you're supposed to do. Why you ain't go up a notch?
Yeah,
why did you just stay right below?
There's a few things for it. The machine messed him up too. I think the machine kind of failed him. He was on several different record labels. I know that. You know, he's had success now though. Recently, if you take a look at Do or Die 2, he was on the charts. Like this is the most successful album he's had in 15 years. If you go look, this last album, Do or Die 2, he did well. He's doing well with it.
I gotta check it out. I haven't even checked it out.
Go, I recommend it.
Yeah, it's dope, real nice.
Yeah, dope. Listen, I'm an AZ. Look, when it comes to like AZ, The Firm, like Core Mega, like all them dudes, I'm always checking.
Core Mega, what the fuck? Hell yeah, hell yeah. Yo, that shit was golden.
Mega's another one.
Yo, that's golden, bro. Oh, yo, that was my shit. Like
Mega, right? Mega was dope.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's another one that slipped away. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like it could have been, you know, maybe if they would have gave him like passed the torch a little bit, maybe we wouldn't have none of this mumble rap. just keep bringing the heaters. Just keep whoever's up and coming on your team or in the roster, just keep pushing them up. You know what I'm saying? That way we can have this shit forever, like the way it was. You know what I'm saying? But
well, you know you know what happens with this. You know what happens with this, right? You understand. You in music, right?
Right.
Let's be logical here. You know that when it comes to this music, just like anything else, ego plays a factor in it. So if you notice throughout time, some of the greatest MCs of all time, right? Of all times, what have they done, right? They set up record labels and then they come out with artists and you're like, how the hell did he sign that guy? That guy's trash, right? Mm-hmm. You ever wonder why that is? Why is it that the most iconic, greatest lyricists of all time signed garbage MCs to come after them? It's ego. It's ego. They don't want to be outshined.
Do you really think it's that?
Not all of them sign whack MCs, but okay, go to Tupac. Okay. Is anybody from the Outlaws great? I know, I mean, God bless you guys. I know you from Jersey. Maybe your perspective might be different. So I'm gonna be careful with the Outlaws. Does anybody from the Outlaws or did anybody from the Outlaws really stand out to you next to Pac?
No.
Honestly.
No.
What about the Bravehearts from Nas?
Nope.
I'll wait.
Nope.
Okay.
You knew they were there. You knew they were there. I mean, I knew they were there. Like, but no. You're right. I mean,
very rare.
I mean, yeah, you could put that together and say is planned. It was pre-planned. You know, we want you to be the main guy, and then whoever else can never outshine you.
Right. Because the ego, there's that ego. That's why I always say now that
the ego. Or maybe that's how they set. You know, that's how they set it up. You know, whoever's taking care of the paperwork. I mean,
look at Biggie, right? Look at Biggie. Right. God bless it. That first of all, Biggie's one of the greatest lyricists of all time. Biggie created Junior Mafia. Junior Mafia is Biggie. Biggie wasn't going around recruiting, trying to find another great MC to rap with him. He wanted to create one. He wanted to create a team. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not knocking Big, but what I'm saying is that's ego too. His fingerprints was all over that. And to each his own.
I got a question for you since you brought up.
I love getting into this type of stuff.
You brought up Big. So let's say, may he rest in peace. First of all, if he was still alive, will Jay-Z be where Jay-Z is at?
No, because you got to understand. Like I say this a lot, Biggie, and look, God bless Jay too, because Jay, look, it always works that way. A lane has to open up. It's gonna make it easier for you. It's like the same thing. It's the same concept of the NBA. When LeBron James retires, the lane, at least the first couple years when he's out, it's gonna be a different. I mean, it's a little different now. He's older, so bad example. But like, all right, Jordan. When Jordan was in the NBA, Knicks had a championship gifted to them, and they still couldn't win.
Wow.
It wasn't getting easier than that with Jordan out the league, right?
Right.
It's the same thing. You have to take advantage of your opportunities, and Jay-Z did that. Jay-Z did that. So we don't discredit the 1994-95 Houston Rockets and Elijah Wan.
No.
Right?
No.
Do we discredit Elijah Wan? No.
You can't.
You can't. He won the chip when Jordan was out. He won 2 chips when Jordan was out. The chips still count. Okay? Right. Would he have won the chips when Jordan was there? I don't know. Maybe one of them he would have won. Who knows? but he took care of his business. So Jay took care of his business. But would they have been there for sure if Jordan was there? Would they have won? Same thing. If Big was there competing with Jay, Jay, there's only one spot. Jay ain't getting that spot from Big, at least not right away.
No, there's no way he would get that spot. Not with Biggie alive. He would never get that spot.
No, and that's not a knock. And I feel like he was opportunistic because he took advantage of that and he got it. I'm not saying that in a bad way. What I'm saying is like he took advantage of that spot. That there was a spot there to be occupied.
Right.
And he took it. To me, the biggest, and I see if you agree with me, right? Especially because at this time, still New York was doing their thing, right? New York, East Coast, let's say, right?
Yeah.
50 Cent to me was one of the most fascinating studies of all time because 50 Cent came up in a time when Jay-Z had a stranglehold on the game still. So the fact that he and Jay existed at the same time is an absolute miracle to me.
Was crazy. But 50 wasn't gonna stop. I mean that get rich or die trying was a real thing. That it was a get rich or die trying was a real life thing for him. You understand what I'm saying? So he was coming, and the way he did it, he's coming for people's heads, and he was coming, and people in the industry knew that. 50 Cent, he's coming. They knew it.
Yeah. And look, let's tie back into what I said before. You know who signed him before, right? And couldn't hold on to him or didn't hold on to him. You know his story before, right?
No,
artist? Nas. Signed. He was signed to Nas. How come it didn't work out with Nas?
Ego.
Right.
Ego.
What I say, and I'm not knocking Nas.
He would overshine Nas, and that would kill Nas' legacy. It would kill his legacy. In a sense,
right?
So it didn't work out,
right? One of the greatest artists. And
why did it work out with Dr. Dre and Eminem?
That's a good. Okay, I'll tell you how. That's an interesting one. Dr. Dre knows he's not an MC. Dr. Dre, people write for him. Eminem wrote on what is it?
No, I know you're talking about Dr. Dre.
Right. I'm sorry. Eminem wrote for Dr. Dre.
Yeah, but now I'm talking about Dr. Dre. I said, why did it work for Dr. Dre's Eminem? Because Dr. Dre got Eminem, and then Eminem got 50 Cent. That's how it worked out, right? Dr. Dre, Eminem, and then 50 Cent. Eminem grabbed 50 Cent and made him part of Interscope. You understand? So
yep.
How if Eminem was up there like Nas,
right?
Why did it work out when 50 Cent came with that joined teams with Eminem? How come it went perfect? What was the difference? Why didn't it work out for Nas? You say ego, but then you say the Eminem didn't have an ego, or it was just
I know exactly what it. All right, so it was with Interscope. Okay,
Interscope,
so
yeah.
I think they had a better situation also because you're talking about. You're right. That is an interesting case. That's a little bit different, yeah. Right? It's unique. It doesn't happen often. You're right. But what happened was also, I think, what they were able to do that's fascinating. And it was Dr. Dre and Eminem.
And
so they had
Eminem and Dr. Dre. Yeah,
That's crazy. Shady Aftermath, G Unit. How they I don't know how they did that, bro. You know what? I don't know how they did it.
And he was from he's from New York.
Yeah,
he's from New York, and now I understand. Now I put two and two together, and I'm like, the reason why it worked out because he was pulled into the West Coast family. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't exist with Nas and the East Coast thing. It'll be a lot of
good point.
A lot of bumping heads. It'll be a lot of bumping heads, but he went over to the West Coast with Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre signed Eminem, and Eminem just took 50 Cent under his.
It was a better situation for him. He couldn't the way he was going, he couldn't coexist with anyone from New York. Because remember, he had problems with Ja Rule and Murder Inc. as well. He had this Jay-Z.
Yeah.
He had nowhere to go in New York.
Yeah.
You're right. And I think you know what? You're right. That's why it worked out.
Yeah, that's why it worked out. And I think that's why it worked out. You know what I'm saying? The ego shit is probably true. It's probably true. That's why none of them couldn't coexist with 50 Cent at that particular time in New York, in your own hometown, like a person you could build with because y'all come from the same fucking place. You understand what I'm saying? But it just didn't work out. So he went going Blanquito. He went with the Blanquito and Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a totally different, man. And he turned into a monster. And look at him now. He's doing big things.
Oh,
He got shows. He owns a lot of shit. Like
crazy.
Yeah.
So
what happened? Yeah, it's crazy.
No, it's crazy. It is crazy, man. Like, so I want to get back on you, right? So let's get back to you now. We're gonna get back to
my bad. We get started.
No, it's good. No, good. I love talking about this stuff. So believe me, you probably saw my other episode recently, or you heard about the last one I did about rappers that sound like other rappers. Episode 26.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So let me tell. So let's get into you, right? Let's finish covering with you because I think your story is interesting. So you're Puerto Rican, right?
Yeah.
Boricua. So, I mean, Newark had, I don't know if they still do, but Newark used to have this crazy, like, the Puerto Rican population in Newark was like, I remember there used to be a lot of Puerto Ricans in Newark.
Yeah, there still is a lot of Puerto Ricans over there. Yeah, especially in North Newark. Yeah, we're sprinkled all over the place now. Like, word up. Shit.
So, all right. So we're gonna continue with this, right? I have a segment. It's time for what Santos said. I will revisit a previous audio and video clip of what I said, of something I said. I'll react to it, and then I'll ask you your opinion of it. All right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm gonna share my screen right now. I'm gonna go to this old video clip. This clip right here is from episode 9, and my guest was Cuban Link. And
nice. Okay.
All right. So let me show you. All right.
The top MCs, which were black, and always were black to me. You know, so the top MCs, the guys.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Latinos weren't touching the mic like that yet. Remember, we weren't on the mic like that yet.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Pun did that. Pun gave. He raised the bar to the point of getting a Spanish dude to get respected behind that mic. Pun did that, and
here we go. So what I was saying there, basically, we were talking about how Latinos weren't really into the hip hop game per se. It was more like on a DJ, b-boy, graffiti tip, right? So
you talking about let's make before you say something. Let's make it clear that is a foundation,
right?
The foundation that holds up, hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Yes.
Without that, you wouldn't have hip hop. You know?
Yes. Exactly right. That's right. There is no hip hop without that foundation.
That foundation, and we did the maintenance and all the foundation shit.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what I guess that's my point, right? My point in there was what I wanted to talk with. What I was talking to him about was how we didn't have that. We started out with that, and it wasn't until Pun legitimized us as far as lyricists, as far as the MC element, that we didn't quite. We were dabbling in it, but we weren't quite doing that yet, like that, on getting the respect for it. So, so my point there was just kind of like saying, hey, we weren't doing it yet like that. And then Cuban said, hey, listen, we were legitimized by Pun. Now, I guess my question for you is, how do you feel about that? And I want you to expound on what you were just about to say. And just as far as our participation and our contribution to this rap game, do we get enough respect for that?
No. As lyricists, we do not get enough respect. Maybe a fraction when they do hear us. When we do get a chance to actually bless the mic with lyrics and being as good as some of us are, that's when the recognition comes in. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, it's like a small fraction. We're not. Big Pun put us on there, you know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for that. I wish we had more of us around that time. But yeah, we weren't respected. I believe that 100%.
I agree. I agree. And look, I'm glad you say that the way you do with conviction, because I've said this for a long time. You know, full disclosure, when I used to rap and I was in high school, I was always, most often, the only Hispanic kid that was rapping. I was the only one, at least in English. I was the only one. The only one. And I was battling people of all different backgrounds, but it was mostly, you know, it was mostly African American. There was a couple white boys, not too many. But I was the only one that was Hispanic that was repping. Like, I had the flag. I was repping. Like, I was one of those, at that age, I was the flag. I was going hard because that was me.
Yeah. Right.
Because I felt like I had to. And people looked up to me for that.
Right.
So what do you think about that? How do you feel about that responsibility, having that to represent, that say, hey, listen, we want you all to hear us, but this is where I'm coming from?
I think right now there's more Spanish rappers. Like, I'm not talking about Spanish, because you know, Hispanic rappers. Yeah, Hispanic rappers. I think we need to get more in touch with that side of it. It's a lot of responsibilities, to actually represent, you know, your the culture, being Puerto Rican, Dominican, you know, Salvadorian, whatever. If you're a rapper, you're a rapper, right?
Yeah.
But if we can come together and really represent who we are, we can do some changes. We can make some changes. We can get well respected. But when does that ever happen? Do we ever stick together? Are we known to be sticking together? In that sense, you understand what I'm saying? Do we really stick together? Let's be honest. And as rappers and MCs, let's put MCs, and with the skills that we got, we should be uplifting one another. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of like ignoring one another. You know, representing us. You know, Puerto Rican Day Parade comes, we represent. Or every time we do a video, we represent. You know, stuff like that. You know, you got to go hard with it. But if you don't, then you can't be acknowledged as a ethnic group that are really good at mastering the, you know, lyrics and MCing. You know what I'm saying? It just won't happen, because we won't be recognized like that. No matter what we did to help hip hop become hip hop, it's just not recognizable. Like, people don't know the shit that we did to bring hip hop to the surface. You understand what I'm saying? They would never know. You know, but we got to keep reminding them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we can get recognized, we get recognized. And I appreciate you having me up here on your platform, so, you know, people can recognize that, you know what, we got some serious spitters that are Puerto Rican, Dominican, Salvadorian, any Hispanic, you know what I'm saying? Don't doubt us. Any, you know, we got what it takes. You know, look at Joel Ortiz and look at Big Pun's son, you know what I'm saying? Chris Rivers. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Emilio Rojas. I mean, if you don't know who Emilio Rojas is. From Rochester. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about lyricism. How about Flawless Real Talk?
Yes. That's another. That's a very underrated one. Yes.
Come on. We got MCs. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. And then all these other underground cats. Mortal Technique. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? It just, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, we got what it takes. We just got to do more together. I mean, just imagine that. Imagine that, Santos. Imagine that. A whole bunch of MCs, Puerto Rican MCs, just doing it up. Videos, stages, killing it. Like selling out and shit. Like, we up there doing what we supposed to be doing and helping each other. Just imagine that.
Hey, listen, that's part of my vision too, man. That's why I have people such as yourself here, because I wanna play a part from my vantage point, my part, right? I'm not an MC anymore. I'm not a rapper, but I'm a fan.
That'll get you out of retirement for sure.
Listen, I always think about that all the time, and I'm like, man, I wonder if I just drop a little LP or whatever. I might just let them know one day I can shock everybody.
Why not? Hey, it's part of you. I mean, I don't see it being that hard for you to do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
never
Nah,
know.
I
You never
appreciate
know.
that.
But no, for real. But I mean, I think we could do more. We could do better. But like I told you before, I don't know if I told you, or you know, I don't see color no more. I don't see race. I just see hip hop as a culture right now. You know, but when you put it this way, yeah, man, we could do a lot of damage. Like we could do a lot of things, some great things together. Like, you know what I'm saying? If we stick together, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, we can do that. It just takes the right people to do it. You know what I'm saying? You know, so
let me ask you, right? I'm gonna ask you, since you are from Jersey, I'm gonna ask you, right? Because I always notice, do you think that there's like a chip on the shoulder? I always felt like rappers from Jersey got this chip on their shoulder. And I say it in a respectful way. That makes them, they gotta kind of go harder. Does that exist?
Yeah, we're in the shadow of New York.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth, I mean, we have a lot of spitters here, man.
Yeah.
Black, orange, green, purple, doesn't matter what race, what color. We got spitters, man. We got some spitters, like incredible MCs, you know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why we got a chip on our shoulders. Like, you guys are forgetting us, and we're part of the tri-state area. It's like, you just because we're in Jersey and in New York, you know, you can't say we can't say that New York is not home. Like, everything is home. Jersey City, Hoboken, you know, New York, right across the river. Like, bro, it's all home. Like how you know, how you gonna like turn your backs? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's all home to me. I look at that. That's all in the area.
That's why we got a chip on our shoulders. Like, yo, don't forget about us. We, you know, look, we do this shit too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's why a lot of us have a chip on our shoulders. I don't have a chip on my shoulder, because I'm not here to I'm not here to to prove anything. I'm not here to prove anything to anybody. Let me just rap. Let me just do what I do. And I just want to make my music. You recognize it? Fine, good. You don't, or you do, but you just trying to ignore me? That's fine too, but you still listening. We know you're listening. We know you're listening. We know you're listening, but it's all good, man. You know, so I don't, no chip on my shoulder. I just do it for the love of the culture and for the love of the poetry. You know what I'm saying? The roots where I come from, you know, like the writing, like that's why I do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. That's a beautiful thing, man. Tell us about the song "Be Alright," because I heard that joint, dope song, and so tell me about that song "Be Alright."
It's basically telling people, you know, we're gonna be all right. You know, all the bullshit that's going on with the music. And you know the bullshit I'm talking about. All the bullshit that's going on with the music. Come chill with us. Come listen in. Come on this journey with us with the real music, because it's gonna be all right if you do. Come with me. Just come for the ride. You know, enjoy the ride. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of shit on your mind too. Come for the ride. You know what I'm saying? You want to enjoy yourself. You want to go crazy and have fun with real music. Just come with us. It's gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what I'm talking about on that track, man. It was so much. It's like so much fun to do. Like, it was so much fun to do, because it's just like it's up tempo and you know, everything's gonna be all right, man. Like, let's go. Let's have fun. Let's have fun doing real music. You know what I'm saying? Not no mumble rap, none of that other shit, you know?
No, it's a dope record. I heard it. That's why I'm.
Man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate
that, man. It's
nice.
Man.
I appreciate you listening, man. It feels good to have, you know, people listening and stuff like that, man. It's just so real, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, you know?
So talk to the audience about what is the GOAT Squad?
GOAT Squad is a collective of a variety of individuals, meaning we bring different flavors to the table. You know what I'm saying? We have our barsmith. We got a lot of bar spitters, right? But we also have singers. We have persons can do trap music or club music. We have that too if you need.
You got to.
You know what I'm saying? We have female MCs that are dope. You know what I'm saying? They kill it with the bars. We got producers. We got engineers. You know what I'm saying? Videographers. You know, we got radio show host, Regular Cat Radio. You know what I'm saying? He does his radio show on iHeartRadio. You know what I'm saying? He's spinning our shit, spinning, you know, old school shit, 90s music plus our stuff. And man, it's just a beautiful thing. It's all coming together. Yeah, it's just a collective of gifted people. That's why we're all good at what we do. Like what we bring to the table, we are top notch at what we do. So that's why we're GOAT Squad, because we're the GOAT at what we do individually. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it is.
That.
Hell yeah. So that's basically what it is. I mean, it's hard to come through and get with some people that are like-minded. Like, you know what I'm saying? When everybody's like on the same page, everything flows beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely. And you could listen. That's a beautiful thing when you're able to have those people, all like-minded individuals, come together. I think it just makes everything for a better story, and you just keep everything. It's a team. You have that cohesion. That cohesiveness.
Move as a team, but stand out individually. You understand? Like it's like we move as a team, but we don't limit nobody. Like in the sense of like limiting and let GOAT Squad overshadow. You know, we don't do that. We make sure that everybody gets their shine in the sense of like their individual gifts, and everybody stands out in their own way. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want to get in the way of each other. We don't, because it's free space. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do what you need to do. Let's get it going. But make sure you get it right. Make sure you do it the best way you can do it. You know what I'm saying? Quality first, and everything else follows. Then we all good. You know what I'm saying?
So I guess, but before we wrap up,
right?
Obviously, let us know what you're up to, what you got coming out, and plug whatever you want to plug.
Yeah, let me give a shout out to my team first of all. You know, GOAT Squad. You know what I'm saying? GOAT Squad.
Shout out to them. I know a few of them already. I'm gonna get in touch with y'all.
Definitely, you got to chop it up with some of them, man. They really dope people, man. Like you will love it, because you know we got the same mentality. Everybody's on the same page. You're gonna love the conversations. It's gonna be crazy for you if you do interviews with them. You're gonna love it, man. You're gonna love them individually. You're gonna love every single one of them. It's just like, wow, it's crazy.
I spoke to some of them offline. They dope people, man. Real great people, humble, really talented as well. So
yeah, man, real talented. Like you know, very, very like underlooked. Like nobody, like they're overlooked. Like if the world sees them, you know, they'll be like, holy shit, where was I? You know what I'm saying? They're so dope, man. I can't wait till the world sees them. They will though. So believe that. You guys will see these guys and girls. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Shout out to the GOAT Squad once again. Yeah, man. I got an EP coming out in March. Getting everything together, all the beats together with King Verzuz. We're doing a EP. It might turn into an album. You know how that goes. Sometimes you write for an EP and all of a sudden you got some extra songs. You're like, holy shit, let's do an album. It's album time. You know what I'm saying? Might as well do an album. So either EP or an album by March. Right now, I'm already right into it. I'm doing a lot of features right now. I'm doing features with people, you know what I'm saying, while I get this EP or album going. That's what I'm doing. But basically that's what it is. I'm trying to get a lot of visuals out this coming March. As soon as I drop that EP or that album, I'm gonna be doing like videos to every single one of those tracks. So I got that in motion. I already talked to the videographer. We talked about it, we chopped it up, and he said it's a go for sure. It's too cold to do that shit now, bro.
No.
I'm not going out there freezing my ass. Hell no, bro. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that shit. But yeah, we talked about it. We said, yeah, we're gonna wait. It gets too cold out here. We're gonna do that shit in the springtime, all the way through summer and everything, and then it's gonna be great, man. Yeah, that's about it, man.
Where can they find you?
They can find me at TruWerdz, like it says right there, TruWerdz everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You can get me Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you know, everywhere.
Say the handles because you
can find me. You can find me at TruWerdz. That's at TruWerdz at the end. That's how I spell my name, all together. You know what I'm saying? All together, no spaces, no dashes.
Descriptions and everything. So
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, man. Come mess with me. Listen to my music. If it's your preference, if you like lyrics, then I'm the guy you should be listening to.
Lyrics.
Yeah. If you like bars and stuff like that, I'm the guy you should be listening to. If you like boom bap and grimy sound, I'm the one you should be listening to. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Look me up. Look up Goat Squad. You know what I'm saying? Look up my producer. King Virtue. Look up all these guys that's on the Goat Squad, man. We're gonna bring it for 2022. We're working very, very hard to keep this hip hop alive, keeping the culture alive. That's our main priority. With quality first, of course. You know what I'm saying? But once again, y'all already know who it is. It's TruWerdz. You can find me everywhere. You know what I'm saying? TruWerdz. Let's get it.
That's what's up, man. Special shout out to your whole squad, Goat Squad. Yes, I will definitely talk to a few of those guys soon, hopefully. I want to thank you for joining me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
True, man. We're gonna continue to build. Believe me.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, man. You can bring me up here. We can talk about what we were talking about before. You know what I'm saying?
That's a whole other episode.
That's beautiful, man. I like talking about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of shit pop up, and you be like, "Yo, I didn't think about that."
It was flowing. Yeah, it was flowing. It was a good episode.
It was flowing. It was good. I love conversations like that. You know what I'm saying? You get those conversations at the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? So you go to the barbershop and there people talking that shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, thank you for having me. I appreciate you, man. And shout out to everybody, that has a chance to see this. And man, mess with me, man. Mess with me.
Definitely. Listen, thank you. Thank you. Shout out to your squad. Shout out to Jersey, the whole state of New Jersey.
Yeah, shout out to Jersey.
Shout out to Jersey. My father actually is in Jersey, so shout out.
Word.
Yeah.
Word up.
I won't say what town, but I'll tell you offline. But
Tri-state, baby, Tri-state, man. That's all that counts, man. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, my brother. Thank you so much. It was an honor. I appreciate having you on,
man. It's a pleasure, man. Anytime you need me, man, I'm here. You feel me? Like,
appreciate you,
I'm
man.
Here. Hell yeah.
All right, my brother. Thank you.
All right, brother.
Be well.
Peace.
Peace. So, man, that was great. I'm telling you, we could have had a whole different episode, a whole separate episode on just talking about the politics, the hip hop stuff behind closed doors, what goes on, the 90s hip hop acts, the whole thing. So, special shout out to TruWerdz, shout out to the Goat Squad, shout out to Jersey, the whole thing. And man, that was episode 27. So, special thanks to him, the whole team, so on and so forth. Make sure you guys follow me on social media, Santos Thread Shop, Instagram, Santos Thread Shop, TikTok, on Facebook as well, Santos Threads Official. What else? The Santos Says Podcast on YouTube. And again, keep the conversation going. If you like, share, the whole thing. And as always, don't just say what you mean or mean what you say. Say it with your chest.